Crosse Wisconsin is a great place to live, work, and play. The City Vision 2020 podcast this month featuring Art from the Crosse Center. So, Art, first question I got to ask, because I've heard your last name pronounced many different ways. What is the proper way to say your last name?
Well, where I grew up in southern Wisconsin, it was always Fahey.
I've been calling you Art Fahey for years, but then other people will be like, no, it's Art Fahey. And I'm like, I call him Art Fahey.
I don't correct anybody, because I've learned to answer to both, how that goes with some names, and ours is one.
So let's talk about the Crosse Center. You guys are doing a lot of work there.
There is a lot of work going on here. I mean, this is a culmination of the project that's going on right now from 5 years ago when the first question was asked was, what do you want to look like 20, 30, even 40 years down the line? So that came to the table. There were a couple of marketing studies down on what the building could or should look like and some of the feedback that we've got. And we came up with a plan, which is now being put together, actually putting up walls and adding on to the facility. The facility first was built in 1980. And that served the community very well until 2000 when we added our first add-on to the building. And that was the south facility, which is the two lower levels, which are large meeting rooms, and then the ballroom up above. And then 20 years later, in 2020, here we are adding on again with significant change to the building and some remodeling and upgrades that we're doing.
Art, we're in a weird time, with the pandemic going on and everything. How has that changed the vision for the Crosse Center?
As we were going through the construction part of it, there was some good things that happened because we had a number of events that were planned, and construction was going to have to slow down or stop as the project was moving forward to hold those events, and that was all part of the plan as we moved along. When the pandemic hit, then everything was put on pause, so the expansion is right on where it's supposed to be as far as the interior, which is things that are happening a lot in the arena with change out of seats, lighting, HVAC, a solar system, concession stands, bathrooms, a new walkway. All those things are ahead of schedule here, so we're in great shape as far as how that all came together. As far as operations of the building, we came to a screeching halt here because we're a building that's got focus of mass gatherings, and that just was counter to what's happening with the pandemic. So we've had to take a pause here for a number of months, postponed a lot of events that we did have. And as we move forward, everybody's kind of looking at when is this going to relieve itself again so that we can start having meetings. So in the short term, though, things on a small scale, we're going to start taking a look hard at some small events that follow some of the Cooley collaborative compass that's out there now, which means separation, distancing that we're looking at, the masks and sanitizing and capacity levels, and see if we can start bringing things in. There's a unified command unit that we'll be talking to and say, here's our plan, and see if we can move forward and start seeing some folks start coming back still this balance of 2020. Those are all kinds of things all these minutiae that we've got to deal with to keep people safe here and the guests that are coming into the building. And the other thing is, will people come out again? There's going to be a pent-up energy, like you were mentioning, I think, of people wanting to come out and visit and do things like that again, but we've got to make sure it's done in a safe manner.
I'm looking forward to it being done. When is the expected open date?
We're going to kind of come in two phases, Bob. We've got February 1st was a target date for a number of events that we've got coming in for the new North Hall. We tore down that North Hall. It's in the Radisson side of the building. And that is going to be up and online again for us with a new entryway by February 1st. And then the new ballroom, which is on the west side and river side of the building, and all the adjoining meeting rooms and the corridors that allow to back and forth from there, that'll be opening up in the fall or early winter of 2021. So somewhere October, November, we're anticipating to get the keys to the rest of the building at that time.
Where do you expect to see the Crosse Center in 5 years from now?
I would hope that within a year, we would have the venue with the maximum activity that's going on, because we're going to be doing not just grand opening day, we're going to have grand opening months, if not, a full year on a lot of activity in here, getting the community in and a lot of special events that are going to come and people can be part of. So in 5 years from now, I just look at the expanded space, multiple events going on at any given time, and the opportunity to take what I think is going to be a showpiece in downtown La Crosse. This is going to be something that it's just not downtown La Crosse, it's not the city of La Crosse. I think a lot of people, with the size and the venue we have here, not only state associations, but multi-state groups. And, occasionally we get that national one, like we always talk about every now and then, is the Organic Farmers Conference, which is, that's international in scope. We've had some discussions with a few others out there that are of that size and nature that have been talking to us just because it's bright and shiny and new, and they're interested in coming our way.
The Year of Vision 2020 Conversations with Department Heads from the City of La Crosse is a podcast4hire.com production. For more information about La Crosse, visit the website cityoflacrosse.org.